Good afternoon from the National Weather Service in Raleigh. It's Nick Petro with your first decision support briefing for the accumulating snow and gusty wind event for late Friday through Sunday this upcoming weekend. Bitter cold will continue through early next week, and that's probably the takeaway from right there. You have the picture all right there in one. We are in the process of issuing a cold advisory for tonight. It's going to be obviously cold, so we've got hazards the next really right through the end of the week and weekend and early next week with cold temperatures if nothing else. Okay, so all right, let's just jump right to the main points of what we're expecting with this storm. Moderate to heavy snow accumulations. Again, I can't really nail it down exactly where and how much. It's too soon to really get into those numbers. We'll be refining this in the coming days with finer details. But when's this going to hit? Basically, we're talking late day Friday through early Sunday, okay? And maybe Sunday night. I've got our meteorologist here with alongside me who was actually building the forecast, Chrissy. Chrissy, if you're going to hang out here while I do this, let me know if I'm missing anything, okay? Feel free to jump in any time.
Sounds good.
All right. So anyway, freezing rain and ice we do not expect with this storm. This would be the rare storm that basically has a primary precip type that doesn't really change, okay? Now, that whole logic can change if the winter storm track ends up changing, okay? It would be incredibly rare for us to have one precip type at the start and the same precip type through the event and end with that same precip type. That is incredibly rare for Central North Carolina. So, but right now we don't have that in our forecast. So just from that standpoint, this is an unusual storm system. So anyway, suffice it to say, if we do get moderate to heavy snow accumulations, we're going to have very hazardous travel conditions Friday night through this weekend, maybe even to next week. Black ice that happens after that. Now, remember this past storm? There was not a whole lot of wind with this, but this storm, because it's a coastal low and it's wound up or winding up, there's going to be some gusty winds. And that will create blowing and drifting of snow. That could give us those downed trees and maybe even some, I hate to say the word, power outages, but you know, just based on the wind alone, there could be fallen trees and power outages, not even with the ice component. So this is going to be a very impactful storm. As we see it right now, the obvious caveat is the storm track will be so critical. If the storm track goes further to the east, well, then the impacts are less, both wind, along with the snow amounts. If it were to go too far to the west, then we're talking, a more western track spreads winds further west, but it also spreads warm air and rain further west. So again, this whole thing could change in dramatic ways. But right now, it's almost like the models are showing the storm system in the perfect spot for a storm system that we otherwise wouldn't get for many years in between. Okay, so when we're 3 days out and the models are showing like a perfect track for a big winter storm, it's got 3 days to change. So we have basically 4 primary model runs a day times 3 days. There's 12 more model cycles that have to occur before the first flakes of snow would fall. So how many times do you think the track of the low is going to change with 12 more runs of the models? It's probably going to change. So what I'm briefing you is what based on the data that we have with us right now. Okay, so anyway, this is our expected snow amount. Believe it or not, I know we haven't seen numbers like this in a long time, but again, before you really take this to the bank, just know that a slight shift either way, west or east, could change these numbers in a big way, okay? So I want to emphasize that. Snow amounts could change. This is based on a nearly perfect track for a big winter storm, which is what the models are showing today. And 12 runs of the models from now, it could be something totally different, okay? So anyway, unfortunately, well, I'll get to the probabilistic snow here in a minute, but unfortunately our probabilistic snow doesn't go far enough out in time to capture the entire event. So we're showing numbers that aren't necessarily available yet in the probabilistic snow product. Okay, those will all be available by tomorrow. So we're kind of sticking our necks out here by even showing this map in the first place, to tell you the truth. This is something we wouldn't normally do 4 days in advance, but I just wanted to put that out there so you know what the capability is of a perfect track storm, which that's what the models are showing now. Okay, here is the probabilistic snow, and I'm showing you this because they don't match. The expected amount does not encapsulate after 7 a.m. Saturday. So if you're going to our winter weather page and you're saying, wait a minute, I'm seeing really no low numbers. Look at this line right here. It's valid through 7 a.m. Sunday. And that's or Saturday. Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you, Chrissy. Chrissy's right behind me, making sure I'm saying the right stuff here. So anyway, how long is this? Chrissy, question for you. 7 a.m. Saturday, are we a third of the way, halfway through the storm, 3/4 of the way? By 7 a.m. Sunday, how far through the storm are we? A quarter of the way. So if you're saying you only got 1 to 2 inches of snow on your expected amount, well, we're only a quarter of a way through the storm. We have 3/4 of the storm that isn't being captured by our probabilistic snow. So I just wanted to put that out there in case you're going to weather.gov/Raleigh/winter and you're saying, wait a minute, these numbers are really low. Well, this time tomorrow, it will have captured most of the event. Okay. Some good news is right now we don't have any ice except for the high end amount, which is very unlikely. But right now we don't have any freezing rain and ice in this forecast. Okay. Again, I'll be emailing these out, but suffice it to say, it's cold, really, really, really cold. And look at the highs on Saturday, stuck in the 20s all day. So that will make any snow that falls during the day Saturday very readily and easily able to accumulate. Okay, and then that theme continues Sunday, and then we get the really cold nights after that. Okay, so get ready for some single-digit low temps. I'm going to update that. This will be updated by the time you get these. So I've got 4 bullet points here to convey our key messages. A combination of continued unseasonably cold temperatures and occasionally breezy northwest winds will produce wind chill values in the single digits to teens tonight. This is tonight. This first bullet point is addressing tonight. Okay, so we got hazards tonight even with the single digit wind chills. Okay, after tonight, confidence continues to increase for measurable snow in central North Carolina Friday night into Sunday morning. Although considerable forecast certainty remains regarding the amounts and related impacts, the potential exists for a significant snow event anywhere from the Carolinas into portions of the Middle Atlantic. Okay, that'll be accompanied by Arctic cold, blustery winds that will produce multiple mornings of wind chill values in the single digits, below zero, single digits, but there's a typo in there. We'll fix this before we email that out. But single digits to below zero through the weekend and into early next week. And we probably will be issuing a winter storm watch sometime tomorrow. So look for that to be issued tomorrow. Winter storm watches. If tomorrow we have the same data that we have today, that would obviously prompt us to issue a winter storm watch. So we'll get those out tomorrow if obviously something dramatic doesn't change. Okay. So our next full briefing will be I'm going to email these slides out here shortly. We will make sure they're updated by 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then, we'll definitely have a series of ongoing briefings thereafter.